you going to do with that money, man? How you going to make the capital work? That's what it's really all about. Welcome to Capital Games, a podcast where we'll talk about financial fitness and investing. My name is Sam Erekeosima.
You don't need to be 18 to buy your first home.
No, I'm your host. On this podcast, we'll cover a variety of different investing. Over the years, how many businesses have you been involved with, either creating, funding, or just really being involved?
People have the resources. They're just not resourceful.
Well, because I think when we're talking about even a millionaire, we're really talking about his mindset, right?
How about I'm lying? How about if I don't even have a dollar someone in?
You have an idea?
Woo!
And then the lender's going to typically give you guidelines. They're like, we're only going to give you this money if this property makes X amount of dollars. So when you're running your numbers and the bottom line is negative, the lender is not going to give you a loan because Hello, everybody. Welcome to Capital Games, a podcast where we talk about financial fitness and investing. My name is Sam Erekeosima. I'm your host. On this podcast, we'll cover a variety of different investing topics, different things that you can do for your businesses. This is the first episode, and I'm actually really happy and proud to present my friend Carlos as my first guest. And I'm excited to have you here, and thank you for coming, brother.
Thank you for having me,
Absolutely,
Sam.
brother. Yes,
How you doing today?
Excelentemente
Hope
bien.
your audience loves the podcast
Yes.
and loves the first episode.
Yes, I hope so too. My goal is to really share a lot of information with everybody, work as a community so that way everyone can kind of grow and learn from each other. I'm really excited to have different people from different industries on this podcast so I can learn from them and hopefully they'll be able to teach what they know and hopefully learn something as well.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
So, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk, brother. So, capital gains, I'll just tell you, I got the idea to play on words from capital gains. Typically, you buy a stock, you sell it, you get the capital gains, you pay your tax and things like that. So I wanted to have a little play on words, but I also chose it because when you look at kind of investing in businesses, it's kind of just really a big game. And it's like, what are you going to do with capital? What are you going to do with money? Money is the tool. I know earlier today you were telling me that you like to invest in things where you're going to at least double your money. Right? So these are the type of capital games that people play on a daily basis. My primary business right now is real estate. So I focus a lot of my capital on real estate. I use my capital to invest in real estate. I leverage my capital to get into bigger deals. Like when you buy a mortgage, you put down 10, 15, 20%. You're leveraging your capital to try to get a return on that investment. So that's where the name came from. And, I would love to hear what your thoughts of what capital is and how you should use capital.
Capital to me, obviously, is another word for money.
Yes.
First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm
Please.
Carlos Reyes, known businessman Carlos on IG, and for the world too. I love business. Business to me literally is everything. Business is spiritual. You get me? Because at the end of the day, business is serving others other than yourself. Yeah. You get me? If you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. So I found business to be that vehicle that has helped me get everything I ever dreamed of, if it makes sense.
Amen.
So everybody's always chasing the money, like we know, right? The capital, right? But in my perspective, money's not supposed to be chasing.
Correct.
Right? You're supposed to create a garden.
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
So the money could come in, so the butterflies could come in, right? So when it comes to money, to me, everything I organize it into 3 steps. I like simplifying everything. Money, you got to know, first of all, necessary, how to get it. Second, you got to know how to keep it. Third of all, that's possible, how to keep it, right?
Yes.
And the impossible is how to grow it, right? The best investment that I ever done has been on myself. I'm in real estate just like you, mixed use, commercial, you get me? But at the end of the day, real estate, with all due respect to anybody that invests in real estate, doesn't give me the same fulfillment that I get when I invest in myself or other people.
Yes.
Or like now, we're day trading attention, right? So back again, when it comes to capital, money to me is only a tool. Yes. Right? It's a tool that can literally make you or break you. Because you could do wonderful things with money, but also money could destroy you. Yes. I've known people that have killed themselves because of money. You get me? Or have killed others because of money. Right?
Yeah.
So it's all perspective how you look at money. You get me? I look at money as a as a tool just so I could help others.
Yes.
Also accomplish their dreams so they could live a better life, maximize their potential, if it makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So on this podcast, like I said, we're going to talk a lot about different topics. So one topic I think is very important when you talk about money, how money is a tool, is interest, right? So when people are investing in a certain business or asset, they're trying to get a return, and they're trying to typically get interest, or they want to compound the interest. So the eighth wonder of the world, Albert Einstein says, is compound interest, right? So what do you suggest, or what are good ways to use compounding interest to your favor versus paying the interest? Because he who understands it earns it,
and he who understands it pays it.
Right.
Well, I'm going to put it in perspective. First of all, interest, you can write it off. Like, what's easier, to borrow $1 million or to work for $1 million?
Far easier to borrow.
Okay, do you know when you borrow $1 million, or your audience knew, when you borrow $1 million, you can write off the interest money that you're paying on the $1 million?
You can, yes.
See, people don't know that.
Yeah.
What you don't know is keeping you poor.
Yes.
Passing opportunities over repeatedly.
Yes.
And what's the most expensive thing in the world? Ignorance.
Yes.
What you don't know literally has you.
I call it the stupid tax.
Yes.
Right? Right? You don't know, so you pay because you don't know. Right?
The ignorance tax.
Exactly. Ignorance tax. Yes, exactly. Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests, and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there. Yeah.
He who pays attention. Sometimes people, the only way they learn is literally paying the ignorant tax.
Yes.
The stupid tax.
Yeah.
But you don't know, obviously, that's why they have people, as employees.
Yes.
The modern word for slavery.
Yeah.
Right? Selling their time for money, exchanging their time for money, instead of with money, they could make more money. Or with money, you could buy people's time.
Exactly.
Right? As a businessman, all my life, I've always been in a position where, you see, there's 4 levels of value creation. Implementation, that's where 97% of the people are normally at, employees, right? Selling their time for money. In unification, with money, you could buy people's time. Those are normally business people, people that move people, leaders,
yes.
right? I've always been in a position of leadership, but I've also been a strong communicator to communicate my ideas. So why do I say that the best investment anybody could make is on themselves? Because what a lot of people don't know is that an idea literally is just a dream with execution.
Yes.
But we can close the distance between an idea and money. People don't know that if you have an idea, you could turn that idea into an opportunity, a vision, right?
Right.
And that vision, that idea, you could turn it into a company, LLC.
Yeah.
LLC to me doesn't mean limited liability company. It means loans and lines of credit.
Okay.
You get me?
Yes,
You gotta leverage
yes.
the government's money.
Yes.
They print money. Why?
They do.
If you learn the system and you know how to play the system, you could literally double your money,
yes.
triple your money.
Yes.
You got me? But most people, they don't know the system. They don't know how the system works. They don't know where to follow the rules and where to, I don't want to call it break the rules, but the system also has, certain incentives for people that think outside the box.
Right.
You got me?
Yes.
For the rich and the wealthy,
yeah.
which think totally different from how poor people think.
Absolutely.
Right or wrong?
Yes, you're 100% right. 100%
And
right.
there's the imagination, the 4 levels of value creation. I operate through the imagination. What's easier, to take the elevator or to take the stairs?
Of course, the elevator.
The elevator, right?
Yeah.
But some people, they got to learn by taking the stairs. But that's the thing with me. I already took the stairs.
Yeah.
So now I can help people go in the elevator. I know how to take an idea and literally turn it into reality. Take it from A to Z, if it makes sense.
Yes.
I could come up right now with a business idea, created the opportunity, a business plan, and just like Jeff Bezos did it, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, any of those guys, same way. We could literally turn that business plan and turn it into a $5 million company valuation.
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests, and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there. Exactly.
That's how you could literally compound money.
Yes.
Print money.
Yes.
Make sense?
Absolutely. And that's actually the capital gains that I'm talking about, right? And there's just levels to it, right? So you mentioned Jeff Bezos, Elon, all these guys. So what I'd like to do for this show is like, there's levels to everything, right? To me, when I say capital gains, if there was a winner right now, it's who's number one on the Forbes list, right? Because they're at the top of that list
Yes.
at the moment, right?
That's why I studied them.
The top 5 right now, so you guys know, is Elon Musk, number 1 at $245 billion. Number 2 is Larry Ellison of Oracle, $211 billion. Number 3, Jeff Bezos, $207 billion. I'm sorry. And number 4, Mark Zuckerberg, 201, Facebook, and then Bernard Arnault, LVMH, Louis Vuitton,
although luxury brands,
170. So I thought it was interesting when we look at this list. Look at the industries that these people are in, right? The top 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 are all tech, right? So to me, that kind of shows you where the world is going, what people are valuing. So to me, going forward, tech, AI, private equity, those are the areas where a lot of money is going to be made. And those are the areas that you're going to be wanting to put capital into to get the return on your money. What are your thoughts on that?
Meaning, see, anything I do, people say follow the money,
right?
But in reality, I say follow the purpose.
Okay.
You got me? In my case, my PIV, the thing I want to pay forward, right, is to help people accomplish their dreams. People want the dream car, dream home,
right?
You got me? But everything starts with the dream business. To me, it's more fulfilling when I help a person, start the business idea, right, and take it from the letter A to Z. So I really don't go by, what Jeff Bezos doing. You know what I mean? Right. They're in a different bracket, yes, if it makes sense. But yes, I'm going to put it in perspective. Let's use John D. Rockefeller.
Okay.
Because I also study the debt people.
That's right.
If it makes sense.
Yeah.
If John D. Rockefeller would have been alive right now, and Andrew Carnegie, they would have had more money than them.
Yes.
You got me?
Yeah.
The Bernaville,
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests, and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
Carnegie's and those
Carnegie's,
people,
yep.
They would have way more money, right? So you got to study also those people,
yes,
right? So making a long story short, John D. Rockefeller, he has a quote, he'd rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of his effort. My quote is, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's businesses, dreams, than 100% of mine.
Whoa.
So it's all perspective. Like when I'm going to invest my money, I invest it into people because people are my fulfillment. Right, get me? I just don't go and say, hey, I want to invest in this because it's going to give me money.
Right.
The money doesn't fulfill me.
Right.
That's why I tell people, if you're literally just motivated by the money's going to run away from you. You got me? Yeah. So, because the thing is, I'm going to put it in perspective. Do you think, let's use Elon Musk.
Okay.
Do you think he's wealthy?
Yes, I would say.
He's not wealthy. He's not wealthy.
Okay.
He's fat.
Oh, you mean, okay.
You
yes,
see,
he's fat. Yes.
Health is wealth.
Yes, he's
health
fat.
is wealth. So
financially wealthy.
But
right.
He's not even financially wealthy in my eyes.
Okay.
I'm telling you straight up.
Okay.
What's the point? Put it like this. Who invented the iPhone? Not really.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Yeah. Where's Steve Jobs at? Dead. He's a billionaire.
Right.
But what's the point? Why you want to be a billionaire, Dad?
Yeah.
You know, why you want to be one of the richest people in the world?
I see where you're
you
going.
Got me? Or you've impacted so many people.
Yes.
What type of phone do you use?
iPhone.
We all use iPhones.
Yeah, we all use iPhones. Yeah.
You got me? I bet you everything right now. How many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. 8 people with us.
Right.
And everybody, who has a different phone other than iPhone?
Probably.
Huh? Everybody has an iPhone.
Yeah.
You got me?
Yeah.
So put it in perspective. Wealth to me is not measured in dollars.
Okay.
You got me? That's why I talk a lot about the 5 pillars.
Yeah.
You got me? Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Spiritually. That's wealth. That's from where I got my wealth. I could print money. And I'm saying this in your podcast right now. I could print money. Because money's not in the pocket. Money's in the mind.
The mind.
The mind, this is how you print money.
That's what creates it, yeah.
You create money with ideas.
Yes.
Right? Study all of them.
Yeah.
It was an idea. everything starts with your connection spiritually with God, your connection with your own self, right? Then you work in your mindset, because what separates the best from the rest is mindset, right? Right or wrong?
Right, of course.
What's the difference between us and animal?
The mind.
The mind.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, he cannot say he's rich either.
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
Because of Amazon. We got an Amazon order right now. You got me?
Yeah.
He literally got called by his ex-wife, the most expensive divorce.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, you could have literally told that woman, hey, I want to have you and 100 other women. And she was going to, either you take it or don't take it. Yeah. Simple. My decision. I want to live my life like that. Why do things behind the scene when you could literally do it in public? Because the truth sets you free.
Right.
The truth might make her and other people miserable, but whatever makes you happy, bro.
Yeah.
You got me? So, once again, wealth is in the spiritualmente, spiritual, mentalmente, mentally, físicamente, physical, emocionalmente, emotional, financieramente,
financial.
the financial. Because quien no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Quien no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Whoever doesn't live to serve is not worth living.
Okay.
Why are you here for? That's why I live a life of purpose. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you don't find a way to work on your dreams, on your mission, on your vision, on your purpose, somebody else is going to hire you to work on theirs.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm going to put it like this, Sam. Real estate is fulfilling when we park our money there. See, I'm not a saver. I tell people, saving, inflation is going to eat your money.
That's right.
We save money by putting it in bricks.
Right.
Shout out to Mars, Brick by Brick, his podcast.
Okay.
You got me?
Shout out to Mars.
Yeah, we park the money in bricks.
Right.
In another word, real estate.
And assets. Yes.
Assets, right?
Yeah.
Income producing assets, right? Because real estate, obviously, it has shown that it
over time, yes.
Over time, it what?
It holds value.
It holds value and appreciates.
Yes.
Right? And also a lot of tax advantages.
A lot of tax advantages, yes.
You're a realtor.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
But going back, wealth to me is in the mind, with the 5 pillars, bro. Like, I don't measure money, like with me, if I'm a flex, I flex how many people I've been able to impact in a positive way. I'm not going to flex, how much money I have.
Right.
Because every day, money, I like starting at zero.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you got to tell yourself at zero. It's like basketball. Every day you got to pay the rent every single day. Success, the rent is due every single day.
That's right.
You got me?
Yeah.
So when we approach life with that hunger.
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
That you got to hunt from zero, from scratch, like a lion.
Yes.
You got me? Like a shark. That's when you literally, the capital gains.
Yeah, so I agree 100%. And, that's one of my favorite things about being a realtor, especially is helping first-time home buyers, getting them their
priceless.
That first property, because I've seen what it's done for some of my clients and how it's changed their lives financially and kind of stabilized them, and where they go from there is really great. On the investment side, I buy investment properties, but I get more fulfillment when I'm helping one of my clients get one of their first properties than when I go buy an investment property for myself.
We're speaking the same language.
Yeah.
Because the transformation is literally more fulfilling than the transaction.
Yeah.
The transaction, okay, you got your commission. And then, but when you see that family, you got me, move to their new home.
Exactly.
And just knowing the fact that literally, I always say one thing. If there's one thing, I don't own anything.
Right.
Like, I don't live a life of attachment, even with material things, or even with my daughter or people in general. Because I understand that we're all here for a good time, not a long time. Just kidding. We hope God gives us, 100+ years of life.
Amen.
And how technology is going.
Never
you got
know.
me?
Yeah.
So, making a long story short, the fulfillment that you, for example, using you as an example, that you get probably from helping that person get their first home is priceless.
Yeah.
Right? Because now, the rent, they don't got to be paying somebody else rent.
Exactly.
Now they're paying, obviously, the bank.
Right.
But now I'm going to give another game. your home, and sorry, Sam, well, this is capital what? Games, right? I gotta go against the grain.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
I gotta go against the status quo.
Right.
A home to me is a liability unless
it's
somebody
income
else
producing.
Unless somebody else is paying the rent.
Right.
You got me?
Right.
You're the landlord and you got tenants.
Right.
If it makes sense. So making a long story short, it's a liability unless somebody else as well.
Unless it's someone else is paying the mortgage, which is why I specialize in
you.
multifamily. So that way they can get that income and pay. Ideally, you could house hack where you live in one unit,
You rent out the other units, and then you live for free. The tenants are paying your mortgage and they're paying your rent at the same time. And it becomes an asset. And at some point, you can move out of that unit, and now you're really producing income. And that's what I've seen for some of my clients. They started out living there, ended up moving, and then they get their second property. And that's when the wealth really starts to
And this is where me and you are going to collaborate with all the people that we're transforming their lives.
Absolutely.
You got me? Because I understand everybody wants that dream home.
Yeah.
Right? But I tell them, your dream home?
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
Buy your first home, a multifamily.
Delay the gratification.
Delay gratification. You got me? That way you could, get rid of that the number one expense, which is rent.
Which is, yes.
You got
housing,
me? That way you can live rent free.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Why pay rent when somebody else could pay the rent for you?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're 100% right.
You got me? And people have the resources. They just not resourceful.
Yes.
You can leverage an investor.
Yes.
There's a lot of people with a lot of money.
Do what you did, right? What did you do for your first property? You leveraged your family.
My father.
Right?
You got me? I leveraged my father.
Yeah.
You don't need to be 18 to buy your first home.
No.
You're limited. That's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Even for your license or anything. For me to get in real estate, I'm not like you that you have your real estate license.
Yeah.
I don't have any real estate license. You got me? You know more than me about real estate.
You don't need a license to be an owner.
I'm just an investor.
Right.
You got me?
Exactly.
I've been able to, buy a lot of property without a license.
Yeah, you don't need it. You could, if you want to be investing in real estate, you can just invest. You don't need your real estate license to invest in real estate.
Simple. A company.
So,
everything we do is under company, under business.
That's right.
We don't put nothing under our name.
That's how it should be.
It sounds messed up. Sounds funny.
No, it's good.
Don't we want to give games?
So let's give it a little bit more games. So what Carlos is talking about is buying a property, putting it under LLC. The next level of that is if you wanted to structure it so you want to limit your liability for that property is you can buy the property LLC and then you can take that property and put it in a trust as well. Now you have protection from lawsuits and other things like that, so they can't even get to those assets. You spoke about buying, using a business, loans and lines of credit, liquidating them, and then transferring those funds into another LLC to further protect it. So
creative financing. I'm very creative.
A lot of games.
When I want to do something, listen, bro, I'll say it here. When I want to get something done, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
In an ethical way.
Absolutely.
You got me? But I'm creative.
Absolutely.
You got me? Because I'm not going to sit here and say, I can't do this. I say, how can I do this?
Yes.
You got me? And the minute I say how, my mind opens up. You got me?
Yeah.
It opens up like a parachute, right? And then I start leveraging all my resources, friends. You got me?
Yes.
And all the knowledge throughout the years, all the experience have helped me too.
Absolutely.
Now I know how to literally get money and in a bigger scale, like when it comes to borrowing, to invest it into assets. But the number one asset that I want to help people is the asset called themselves.
Yes.
If it makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
I've helped a lot of people get their dream car, dream home.
Tune into Capital Games if you're looking for the best investment advice, business information, anything that's going to help your mindset going forward in your life and your journey to make it to better yourself. We're on once a week. I'll be joined with different guests and we'll cover a variety of topics. Hope to see you there.
You got me? Even the dream business, but when they don't work their mind, bro,
falls apart.
Because the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts.
Yes.
But also the quality of your life depends on the quality of the thoughts of the people you have around. So I always understood that the best investment that I ever made was not in a business, was in the business called myself. That's why I always say, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, just like JC.
Yes.
You got me? But when you go and invest in any like stocks or any of these things, and you don't invest in books, you know, coaches, mentors,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
getting in the right circles, the right
Yes.
rooms. You got me?
Yes.
Networking events. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, you know, Carlos, thank you for coming in. I did want to touch upon some of these books here because we're talking about investing in ourselves. These are some books if you want to invest in yourself. I highly recommend Think and Grow Rich. We also have How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are really good books that you can read and just learn a lot. You'll learn about yourself, be able to invest in yourself, and really have a good mental place to work from that you could actually grow. Again, I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me, bro.
You'll be back. I'm sure I'll have you on multiple times. And
appreciate you.
I was really excited to have you on.
Hope your audience, you know.
Yes, I hope everyone learned something today. And
subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel. Comment anything you want to talk about, and we'll touch upon that as well. Thank you guys
Sam.
so much. Thank
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.